to my channel.
Now because I'm a girl, you need to help me. When inside you want to help me, but I have the care, I have the.
Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at Nigerian parents, to be specific, that are enforcing academic education on their children. So again, it's not by chance that when you are looking at a lot of Nigerians, you would find out that Nigerians, to be specific, are really educated. There's been a video that was passing around some time ago that said, a lot about that. So the records are there. So it's not by chance that as Nigerians, especially when we leave Nigeria and wherever we find ourselves, we like to come and educate ourselves. We take pride in education. So it's not by chance so that we also want our children to be the best that they can be, So I totally understand why Nigerian parents would want to enforce academic education on their child. But, times are changing. We need to change with time. And when these children are saying they don't want to do certain things, we need to start to listen to them. We need to give them the opportunity to speak. We need to find a way to, come to some certain agreements. I understand that as a Nigerian parent, we want our children to go to a 4-year degree, get a university, be a university graduate. We're very proud of that. I totally get it. But like I said, times have changed and we need to change with the times. We don't want to lose that relationship with our children. So what we want to do is to sit them down and have a conversation. Maybe very many years ago, maybe in years back or during our own time, depending on how old we are, we may never have been able to have that opportunity to sit with our parents and talk and dialogue with our parents. But for children of today, we need to do differently. We definitely need to do differently because again, we don't want to fall out with those children. We want to be able to keep that relationship going, and it will be a good thing for us. Again, are we not going to disagree with our children? Yes, we will disagree with our children. We're never going to be able to agree on everything, but we'll always find a way to agree to disagree. So for me, I would say we should start looking at that because as Nigerian parents, we don't want a situation where a child grows up, maybe even finishes that degree, and then they come out and they say, oh, I did this for my parents. No, we also want the child to be happy. Yes, I could understand why you want the child to have a degree. The reason why a parent will want a child to do well is because every parent wants the best for their child, especially the Nigerian parents. Because I grew up in Nigeria and I know this from my own experience. So every Nigerian, to begin with, Nigerians are very proud and they take pride in their things. They are very passionate people. So they want a situation whereby they can be like, okay, that is my child. My child is a doctor. My child is a lawyer. So again, we take pride in those things. But like I said, times are changing. We need to also change with time. We can't be doing the same thing that has been done over years. We want to, because the generation of now is different from those days. So what happened or what happened to us in those days that worked for us may not necessarily work for now. So we need to also adjust and be flexible and try to adapt to the changing time. And part of adapting to the changing time as a Nigerian parent is to, sit down with your child and try to listen to them and see what they really want to do. Yes, they may tell you, okay, they want to do something. They may tell you, for instance, that they want to be a movie director. and you're like, okay, movie director, that's not going to put plate on your table. We all know that. So you want to negotiate with them or want to have that kind of conversation with them where you can give them the points of, okay, do this, at least get this first degree, and then you can go pursue your movie directing career, because you always want to be able to have something to fall back to. Because again, you don't want to be in a situation whereby you can't pay your own rent, you can't pay your own bills. You want to be able to fend for yourself, even though you have parents, even though you have aunties and uncles, even though you have friends, you have people around. It's always good, but for your own sanity, you want to be able to independently take care of yourself, because there's nothing as good as being independent. You don't want to be dependent on somebody else and then they insult you or they disrespect you because you're asking for help. So having a degree in something that would, actually put food on your table, and then you can go back and do a second degree. A second degree whereby now is something that you really want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But we all want to make sure, even as Nigerian parents, that we are making sure that these children understand where we're coming from and they don't see it. We want to get them to agree with what we are doing. We want to get them to see our side. We want to get them to understand where we're coming from. We do not want a situation whereby they feel left out, a place where they feel isolated, a place where they feel like they can't talk to their parents. We want them to talk to us. We want them to be able to understand that we love them and we're making the best decision for them. We definitely don't want to make it seem like it's our own selfish reason. That's why we want them to get a degree. Because sometimes it kind of come across like that. Maybe some Nigerian parents are like that. I can't speak for anyone. I can only speak for myself, because for me, I would just like my child to do better. I would like my child to do better than I did or that I'm doing. I always want the best for my own children. So I'm thinking, every Nigerian parents also want the same. So again, we just want to make sure that we're setting them off in the right direction, giving them the right guidelines to follow, help them, be their mentors, because a lot of children look up to their parents, trying to be the best teacher and the best person that they can emulate. Try to be the best example for the children. So having them, making sure that they understand why you want them to succeed and why it's not solely, a selfish, aim or something that you just, not because you just want to show off to others that, hey, my child is in medical school, oh, my child is in law school or something like that. So making sure that the child also is interested in what that thing is. So again, let's start with wanting your child to have a college degree, because you believe that, if a child is educated or if a person is educated, they'll have something to fall back on. Then the second part of it is, if you want them to do a particular course, a particular major, you want them to be a doctor, because a lot of times Nigerian parents, they want their children to be doctors, lawyers, all this big stuff, because they always think, if you're not a doctor or you're not a lawyer or you're not something, out of the ordinary, then they can't be proud of you or whatever their reason may be. So again, you want to make sure, okay, I'm asking my child to go do medicine. I'm asking my child to go read law. Does this child really want to do that? So you want your child to be able to meet you kind of halfway. Like, that's why I talked about the negotiation. You want to be able to talk with your child and figure out what the child likes also. And then with your own advice, especially when you're coming, like, you want the child to do something that, will put food on the table, because there will be no need to go for a 4-year college degree and then you come back out of school only to go to a fast food restaurant to work, or only to be paid a minimum wage. Then that would make no sense. That would be like a total waste of funds or total waste of your 4 years. Why would you even go to the university? So it's very important that you want the child to do a course or do a major in something that they can come out of school and get a job. That is for sure. But now, taking it up further, where you're asking the child to do a particular course, you want to be very careful, because you do not want a situation whereby the child is totally doing it for you. Because there are some children that, whatever their parents say goes. But then, as time goes on, or when they get to a particular age, they may begin to blame their parents. So you always want to make sure that we always want to make sure that we are explaining this to them, so that they understand that, okay, this is the options I have, and okay, I don't really like this, but this I can do, and let them meet you halfway, whereby they can also make up their mind, so that in future, when if anything goes wrong, or if they get to a point where they are disappointed for whatever reason it may be, they don't feel like, oh, they blame the parents for everything, because you always want someone to make their own decision. So it's important that the child understands why they are making that decision and why they have decided to do what they have decided to do. Not just because their parents have told them that. Yes, the parents may be telling them the best thing, but the child also have to be able to believe it. The child also has to come to their own conviction that this is what they're supposed to do. So with the right guidance, as a parent, we're able to do that, where it doesn't seem like everything is coming from us as parents. So, but as a Nigerian parent, I think we just need to calm down sometimes and not, be so fixated on, you must be a doctor or you must be a lawyer. I think there are so many other careers out there that people or children can do, that they could also be as successful without it being a lawyer and a doctor. Not everybody is equipped to be a lawyer or a doctor, or something really extraordinary. And if that child picks something that is not that much extraordinary, excuse me, and if that child is doing something that is not that extraordinary, it doesn't mean that we can't do it. It doesn't mean that we can't encourage them. It still means that, we want to look at the advantages and disadvantages, like, the job opportunity for whatever that major is. And we want to, guide them in that aspect. And if that child still insists, after we've done all we can, and they still insist that they still want to go and do that particular major, we just have to find a way to encourage them. Yes, we may tell them, okay, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do. We make it we make it a way where we are considerate, but we could tell them exactly what is going to happen, or if they get into this, then you can bail them out with money or something like that. Or if they want to do something extra, they're gonna have to work for it. Whatever that is, if you think that you've done your best as a parent. So again, making sure that as a parent we are very intentional about not forcing them into any particular path. We want them to reason with us. We want them to see our point of view, and we want them to be able to also make that decision and understand that we're doing the best for them. Because especially children of today have a way of, translating everything, where they think that you don't love them, or they may think that you're trying to control them, or they may think that you're trying to run their life. So you want to be very careful. Like I said, it may have worked for us over the years, but with the changing time, we also have to adapt and change how we're doing things and what we're doing, so that our children, so we don't lose them in the course of trying to enforce or trying to make sure that they do what we want. We want to also make sure that it's coming from their heart and they understand where you're coming from. It may not always be easy, but we just have to put that first foot forward and initiate that and try to be a part of it. Thank you for watching my video. Again, if you like my videos, please comment, push the like button, and also subscribe. This channel is a fairly new channel, and I also want to hear from you what questions you have and what topics you would like me to do. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for being here. Thank you.
Baby, I'm enough, yeah. Not because